Bahamas tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Megan Shepard. It's so great to have you with us. Topping news, tragedy averted today at the Rands Memorial Hospital when a fire broke out in the facility. It was a mad scramble to safety for healthcare workers and patients. The blaze was quickly brought under control, and now the Grand Bahama Health Services are working in overdrive to evacuate those in harm's way. Residents, patients, and medical staff gathering in the parking lot at the Rands Memorial Hospital Friday afternoon after alarms rang out through the building, indicating that a fire had broken out. As our ZNS News team arrived at the scene, a number of patients were being transported to the Forced to Be Pasadena Center, which is used as a special needs shelter in the event of emergencies such as this. Persons on the scene indicate that the fire may have originated in the kitchen. Personnel and patients telling our ZNS News team that officials at the Rands Memorial Hospital moved swiftly to ensure the safety of all persons in the building. We spoke with the residents that were at the Rands Memorial Hospital visiting family members.
And we in the corner, I asked my daughter, I said, what happening over there at the hospital? Something going on. So we come out and we saw all of this going on. Finally they said it was a fire and was not. But my mom is in intensive care ICU. So we stopped.
Did they tell you what's going to happen with her now? Or did we
well, right now we saw her. They're taking her to Sunrise Medical. So we don't know what's the next step from that.
We had just arrived here. At the hospital. We heard about the incident, and we have come to see it. We have a few members that is in here, and we've seen them, and they are all right.
Police officers were also in full force at the scene, ensuring order was maintained as the staff did their best to take care of the needs of the patients. The Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable K. Peter Turnquest, also arriving on scene. After a quick briefing with officers, he was taken on the inside to assess the scene. Also touring the facilities were Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama, Aram Lewis, and Senator Fred Mitchell. A resident who was visiting his father says although it was a shocking moment, he sprung into action to do what he could to assist.
I stopped to visit my father, and I went into the visiting room. Next 5 minutes, the whole place was full of smoke. I helped him, take him out and help a few people get out. But they didn't say how it happened or what's happened yet. But right now they're taking cross by Christ the King, so they be waiting to see what they can do or what they can say. But they haven't said nothing as yet. I mean, that was I ain't gonna lie, it was really, it was an eye-opener because it happened so quick, I just stopped there and when I looked, I had to start helping, try to rescue one or two people, help the nurse them, because there's a bunch of women nurses, 4 of the men them show up, so it's just a shocking moment,
Some patients were transported to the Forced to Be Pasadena Center, while others were taken to the Sunrise Medical Center. Nurses were on the move transporting the essential equipment out of the hospital and to the nearby center. Residents say that they are pleased with the response from the staff and they are pleased that their relatives are safe.
Everybody out safe and everything is okay, so, so that's what's important. So they just got to deal with the next step from there.
They are all safe. The most important thing, they're all safe.
By the time our ZNS News team left the scene shortly after 4 p.m., all patients were safely secured at the various locations. Fire officials along with senior police officers remained on the scene at the hospital throughout the afternoon assessing the situation. Shortly after 5 p.m., we caught up with the Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable K. Peter Turnquest, who was able to get a first-hand view of the damage. He spoke with our Italia Hall at the scene.
There was a fire in the kitchen, one of the deep fat fryers, and that's all been contained. Right now the place is being aired out. Patients have been transferred to other sites and are secured, and the team is assessing where we are, and emergency procedures being put in place to ensure that patient safety is taken care of, and that the staff is comfortable and also secure. So thankfully no one was hurt seriously in this whole ordeal, and we'll have to assess where we go from here tonight and tomorrow.
The Deputy Prime Minister confirmed that a press briefing will be held this evening to discuss the plan of action in light of the situation. The Minister of Health, the Honorable Dr. Dwayne Sands, is expected to address the media during that press briefing in a couple of minutes at the hospital. Now, this urgent message: the acting hospital administrator is advising all managers and supervisors of the Grand Bahama Health Services to report to work immediately. Once again, in light of today's fire, all managers and supervisors of the Grand Bahama Health Services are asked to report to work immediately. Also from the Grand Bahama Health Services tonight, the relatives of Errol Miller and Franklin Heald, you are asked to collect them from the Foster B. Pastina Center Special Needs Shelter at the earliest opportunity. That's the relatives of Errol Miller and Franklin Heald. Please pick them up from the Foster B. Pastina Center as soon as possible. And this just in, an emergency call center has been established for all patients with health concerns. You can contact the Grand Bahama Health Services at telephone numbers 502-4771 or 351-8057. That's an emergency hotline for patients with concerns. Telephone numbers 502-4771 or 351-8057. And this announcement from the Member of Parliament for Pine Ridge, Reverend Frederick McAlpine. The Pine Ridge constituency meeting scheduled for tomorrow at the Foster B. Pastina Center has been postponed due to the fact that the center has been activated as an emergency shelter for patients of the Rand Memorial Hospital. The Pine Ridge Member of Parliament apologizes for the inconvenience caused. A new date for the Pine Ridge meeting will be announced at a later date. Investigations are also underway into a fire that has displaced a family in West End. Italia Hall has the latest.
81-year-old Maud Cooper is counting her blessings after a devastating fire destroyed her 4-bedroom house. Cooper, who is now homeless, has been a resident of the West End community for many years. She says the fire erupted shortly after 2 p.m. on Saturday.
I am being down at one funeral, and I didn't eat, so I gone on there and I eat. So when I come back home, I was trying to get something to eat. So I called one of my neighbors to come lay in the stove for me to do something. And when I turned my back, started going to my cousin called me. Said, "My mother said you only see that fire in the back of you." I said, "What kind of fire in the back of me?" So I gone, and then I come back in. Then she called me again. She come in the work one day for me. Said, "Miss Molly, see the big blaze there." And then I look in the back of me and it was redness.
Now, Cooper says she lost everything in the fire. As you can see behind me, this is the only part of the home that's still standing. But overall, she says she's thankful for health and strength.
Well, the people in planning something for me. I hear they're supposed to break the whole house down next week and start building it. I can survive.
Cooper says she's received an outpour of love from her neighbors. While speaking with her family members, Carolyn Cooper and Louise Thompson came by to visit. They say living together as one in a community is so important.
She's such a special woman, and when I heard she lost everything, I was so sad, because I know what it is to lose everything. But when I found out she was all right, that was more important to me, that she did not lose her life.
The community should come together as a team, because today for you and tomorrow for me. So we are brothers and our sisters keeper.
Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall.
In other news, police officers on Grand Bahama laying one of their colleagues to rest today. A full military service was held at St. Paul's Methodist Church for retired Sergeant Wilford Anthony Winters. Winters, who passed away earlier this month, joined the police force in August 1978. The greater part of his career was spent in Grand Bahama, where he worked at several stations, including Mobile Patrol Division and the Marine Support Unit. He retired a few months ago and enlisted as a police reservist. Sergeant Winters was 56 years old.